Yo, what is up guys, Shinobi Eevee here back again with another video for you guys, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be reacting to another video called Wuthering Waves Has a Big Problem. Now, me personally, so far, I haven't seen that many problems, but as we all know, no game is flawless, but I feel like, in my opinion, before we even get this video started, as long as the devs communicate with their player base, something that Genshin does not do. I don't know what the Genshin devs are doing back there, but they don't communicate with their player base, which is why the game is in a bad state right now. But I feel like whenever Withering Waves does have a problem, even if it has one right now, which I don't know if it really does, we're kind of just reacting to this video to see what the problem might be. Who knows? But as long as the devs communicate with their player base, I think we'll be fine. But without further ado, I'm gonna leave the link down below for this video. For the original video, obviously, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this because I haven't heard any problems at the moment, but
a community full of people that I'm sure will be able to behave themselves.
yeah, you already know. Nah, you already know they ain't gonna be able to behave themselves, because first of all, the Genshin community is gonna just start attacking Withering Waves community right off the rip. You're gonna see it all on Twitter. It's gonna be wars. It's gonna be drama all over the place, and it's gonna be funny as hell. So as far as the community is concerned, Withering Waves, I don't know about the community because there isn't really that many people that I know. But as far as YouTubers are concerned, like Withering Waves YouTubers, but we will see. But as far as Twitter community goes, you already know that shit's gonna be wild.
Everyone will get along just fine.
No.
There totally won't be any Reddit hate threads or drama videos or anything
No.
like that, man. I'm sure everyone is
Also,
just going to
love the Undertale music right now. Love the love the Undertale music right now.
The Wuthering Waves community is
She's
going
a
to be
banger.
one of the worst communities in all of gaming, in my opinion. Well, why do I say this? There are actually quite a few simple reasons for this. The first being the Genshin community.
Yeah, I called it.
What do you mean by that?
I called it. I called it. I called it.
They just gonna stay there picking their mint?
No,
They gonna
they're not.
continue playing
No.
them? They really
What's gonna happen is this game's gonna come out, and people who are saying that Genshin is better than Wuthering Waves are gonna go over to Wuthering Waves, play it for like 2 seconds, and then find every other way they can try and shit on it on Twitter. That's basically what's gonna happen. Now, a few of them might even make YouTube videos that are gonna get ratioed into oblivion. Just like the videos that came out when Honkai Star Rail came out, and they tried shitting on Honkai Star Rail even though it was doing everything better than Genshin, but yet they had a bunch of people out here trying to tell people to boycott, Honkai Star Rail because Genshin is doing terrible, which made no sense. I think we've all seen that video. If you haven't seen that video, this video is funny as fuck. But yeah, you already know, like, it's gonna be funny as hell to see too.
Sure, a lot of them maybe will, but a lot of them won't. Simply because this is Genshin 2. This is the exact same game for a lot of people. And especially with these content creators just jumping ship at the last second. Not signing the Hoyo Daddy contract, not getting absolutely swindled with $2,000 a month, Who probably pays 5 times the amount, I'm not sure, but
Who knows? Who knows?
Where the money and views were
But
so obviously a lot of them are not gonna cover
I
Genshin.
cannot
Maybe
wait
they're
for
just
her to
gonna
get
do
revealed. Same with
Genshin
him, bro.
again.
Like, I
Who
cannot
knows?
wait.
By the way, a lot of these people are
Like,
gonna
those two are like
come
my
up,
top
and if
ones
you
so
ever
far.
know the Genshin community, you know how
And this game looks
insufferable
amazing.
they are. You know how they hate different opinions. You know how they hate freedom of speech. All of those things are seen as hatred to them. I mean, I'm called the biggest Genshin hater despite simply giving criticism, All the
Nah, that'd be Tectone. You already know that's Tectone. You already know that they consider Tectone to be the greatest evil on this fucking planet when it comes to Genshin Impact, bro. You already know it. Like, it's crazy.
meta players, all the sweats, all the multi-billion-dollar company defenders. Let's be honest, Kuro's gonna have their own as well. All the mentally ill, everyone is gonna come from there. Everyone that doesn't have sunk cost fallacy is just gonna jump ship, or just play both, because you can play both. I mean, it'd be pretty miserable playing a good game alongside a bad game, yeah. Though a lot of them won't switch because this game simply isn't as comfortable. This isn't as wholesome as the other one.
Well, it's not even the fact that it's not as wholesome or comfortable. Well, I'd probably say the wholesome part. It's the comfortability part. Like, you actually Like this game, unlike Genshin, where it's more of a where Genshin is a damage check. This game, based on what we've seen and all the footage they've showed us, this game is going to be a hard skill check. Like you're gonna need to know how to dodge. You're gonna need to know how to parry. You're gonna need to know when to switch your character in. You're gonna need to know how to do this shit. There is no good. There is not gonna be no Zhongli out here to save you to keep you from dodging, bro. There is none of that. Nah, that we've seen so far. Like you're gonna need to know how to do it. Versus Genshin, all you need to know how to do is switch, push E, then Q, whatever. That's basically it. As long as you have enough damage to where your skills kill in that game, that's it. And technically there is a dodge feature, but technically it's not even a dodge feature. It's more like just sprinting and using the iframes to dodge with. But I digress. This game is gonna be a skill check. Now, as for the wholesomeness, we already know that this game is going to be probably wholesome. Who knows what it's going to be? We haven't seen much of the story yet. We know it's going to be cool as fuck. I know that based on what we've seen. It's going to be cool as hell to see. But wholesome game wise compared to Genshin, no, I don't know. I don't know about that, but we'll have to see. This game might actually get dark, but you'll have to see.
A lot of time, a lot of money sunk into Genshin Impact. Why would they just switch over to a copy of Genshin Impact? What are they doing? Are they stupid? Though to be honest, that's probably an average viewpoint, especially because Genshin's template was just copied over simply because it was successful, just like how Fortnite copied PUBG and stuff.
See,
But a lot of people won't switch because it simply looks the same. And then we have the obsessed, mentally ill people, you know? They're always
oh boy,
a nice asset
yeah,
to
you already know. The
the
shipping community is about to be all over this.
to the very end. Hey, but that is just the part of the Genshin community that is gonna switch over. Do you want to know how to win a gaming console and $10,000 worth of Amazon gift cards? Download Raid for free using the link in the description.
Oh, not the Raid Shadow Legends. He's still going with this, man.
Mobile game with no actual depth, but in actuality, it's the complete opposite. There are a lot of PC gamers playing it. We've seen top 5 streamers on
Bro,
Twitch
Raid,
the same, but
bro.
after giving it a try, they
Raid Shadow Legends gotta be one of they must be spending hella money on their advertisement because I can never escape this goddamn ad ever, bro. What the hell?
realized they were wrong from the start. With over 800 heroes, PvE, PvP, series, and so many artifacts and clan bosses, there is always something.
And we're gonna watch through it because we of course want to support our boy right here, but
Sure, you can invest a bit of money to progress faster, but even so, many endgame players are actually completely free to play. We also have the Spring Hunt events at Spring Hunt.
like Raid Shadow Legends, as far as what they look like, as far as the characters and everything, it looks something similar to Summoner's War. Like I just realized that. I don't know how I haven't realized that, but the way they do their health bars, based on what I've seen, it looks something really similar to like Summoner's War.
Use the promo code SPRINGHUNT24 to get 10 XP Blue, 100 Energy, and 100 Silver. Remember to download Raid in the description below, and thanks to them for sponsoring this video. Another part isn't even gonna switch over, but it's gonna complain. They're gonna cry their eyes out.
Yep.
Because Wuthering Waves is getting some traction, and they're seeing their favorite game fall down in the gacha revenue charts.
They're already doing that.
They're earning 50
They're already doing that.
100 million. How could this be possible? Why aren't they earning anymore? Why? Why does this company, Kuro Games, have to ruin everything? Why? What is there to like about this stupid game? I hate them. I hate them all.
Like you're gonna have so many Genshin players who are gonna straight up hate on this game without playing it, without even taking a look at it. Like they're gonna be just doing the absolute most, and it's gonna be the funniest content of all time. Once again, they're already doing it, and the game hasn't even come out yet. But once this game comes out and people start playing it, like give it a month, give it a straight month, and you already know it's gonna be chaos, bro. It's gonna be funny as hell.
And so as a result, they will start doom posting. In fact, they've already started doom posting before the game even launched, comparing it to that trash game called Tower of Fantasy, which only the most miserable of miserable human beings ever would continue playing, you know?
Well, the crazy thing about Tower of Fantasy is it's only considered a failure if you consider it, if you're comparing it to Genshin, obviously. And even then, you really can't even compare it to Genshin because it's an MMO anyways. It's an MMORPG. Not open world. It's completely different. It tried to copy Genshin, but it really didn't. it's more like, once again, it's an MMORPG, and the main problems with it, obviously, being the fact that it's buggy half the damn time. There's a lot of hackers and everything like that. That's a whole separate problem on its own. But the fact that the game is still alive and kicking right now, once again, like I was talking about in my other video, whether a gacha game does well or not is, are they making more money than the money they put in to make the game? If they're doing it, it's a success. Now, if you're comparing it to Genshin, obviously not. And considering the Genshin came out in a perfect storm, there's no other game in the universe, unless we get another pandemic, that's going to do what Genshin did. They'll probably come close, but nothing like that. Like, bro, there's no other game in history that's gonna do that again, unless we get another pandemic. But I digress.
Oh, it will just be like Tower of Fantasy. It will just be like that. It's totally not another genre. It's totally not the most dog game compared to Wuthering Waves, you know? I'm sure the servers were working when it launched. I'm sure everything about that game was fine, and is especially fine now. Definitely, man. But that's beside the point. I wanted to bring up another point that might actually be detrimental to the game's future. And I'm talking about the fact that Kuro might actually cater to the idiots saying the end game gives them anxiety, and as a result they might lower the game's difficulty, you know?
I don't see them doing that. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them doing that at all. Especially after they've seen, or at least I hope the Withering Waves devs have seen, all the people who are complaining about the fact that Genshin has no endgame, and then they probably seen that Honkai Star Rail adds endgame and everybody loves it. There's no way in hell that they're gonna get rid of the endgame. There's no way, like, that is the, if they want to fuck themselves in the ass, that's how they ruin their game right there, is destroy the endgame. But if they want to make a good game, they'll keep the endgame hard and difficult and give their players a challenge. Not a time waster, because that's what the Abyss is. The Abyss and Genshin is basically a time waster. That's why all the enemies, their whole entire goal is to waste your time. This is Honkai Star Rail, where there's some actual difficulty, actual endgame. You have to use your brain a little bit. You have to think. And that's another thing. Like, we've already seen it been done, where people have beat Genshin's Abyss with a blindfold. I don't think you're going to be able to hop into Withering Waves and use a blindfold and beat it, people. I don't think that we're going to be seeing that happen. But once again, if Withering Waves wants to keep its game good, the end game needs to be difficult. It needs to be a challenge. It needs to be that good. But I digress.
Completely cancelled because people were simply too anxious to beat the Abyss alone. How are they gonna be able to beat another one? I mean, those Abyss mages, they're really scary.
The Abyss mages are like the biggest time wasters, bro, with those dumb shields.
Feedback they've received from the majority of the Genshin community, apparently, allegedly. I mean, surely you wouldn't pander to a minority, would you? And as a result, like, they shifted away from endgame. They gave them housing, they gave them card games, which literally no one plays. No one
Yeah, the card game, no.
Well, that's about it, you know.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I forgot about that card game. I forgot all about that card game. Like, the TCG, they should have made an actual real life card game. Like, imagine how much money they would make if they would make that TCG in Genshin an actual card game. Like, bro, if you think Genshin players were already spending enough in your game, imagine how many would buy your cards. Like, it's literally just free marketing. But hey, who am I guess.
Adding another endgame mode, but it won't even increase the amount of time you have to play because it's just cycling with the Abyss. You won't get any extra playtime. It's the same thing, just a different mode. Something to spice it up, you know? Doesn't mean it's gonna satisfy any endgame players at the end of the day. And I'm afraid of that coward mentality coming over to Wuthering Waves. And
well, here's the problem with Genshin adding a new endgame in 4.7. The problem with Genshin adding a new endgame at this point is that the endgame players, or at least the majority of them, have already left. They have left for Honkai Star Rail. And they're going to leave for Wuthering Waves if the remaining ones don't see that this new endgame that Genshin is adding is good. Like, if the Genshin doesn't add a good endgame, that they're adding in 4.7, if it's not good, whatever endgame players they had are probably gonna leave for Withering Waves and Honkai Star Rail, which actually have an endgame that's challenging, difficult, and not a time waster.
Just making the devs do their bidding, dumbing down the difficulty, especially because Kuro Games is a company that listens. It may actually be detrimental to Wuthering Waves as a game, but how could we blame them? If the majority of the player base is constantly shaking in every boss fight, then why wouldn't you pander to the weak? Money is all that matters. Who cares about longevity anyways? For every veteran player that quits, 5 new players join. Imagine if they decide to listen to these idiots saying anxiety, anxiety, too much anxiety, the game's too hard. Then what will they do? If it's actually the majority of players, they might actually lower the game's difficulty and make it just like the
They won't.
Spiral Abyss, you know? Who knows? It's
They
all
won't.
up in the air
They
right
better
now.
not.
But on
Once
the
again, if
contrary,
they
there
want to
will
make sure their
also
game
be
actually
tons
survives, they better
and
not.
tons of elitists from the community, and some even will be coming from the PGR community, the predecessor to Wuthering Waves, you know? And it will be annoying as heck, especially if you just want to play the game casually, you know? Huh? You're using a weapon that's slightly worse than...
Here's how you ignore that. Just play the game and don't be on Twitter. That's it. Play the game you want to play, how you want to play it. I've always said it when it comes to any game. Play the game you want to play it. If you want to, get help from those kind of people, go ahead. But at the end of the day, just play the game you want to play it. Like, it does not matter whether somebody thinks that you're trash at the game because you're using a different weapon or whatever from what they're using. Because at the end of the day, everybody's doing something different. Everybody's builds are going to be different. There's not going to be a single build that's going to be the exact same. Unless you copy theirs, which even then that's impossible. There's no possible way that you're going to be able to do that. So as far as the elitists and all the nonsense, like, just ignore it.
And the best one? How dare you? You should be exiled from this community, you piece of trap them in real life. And honestly, with all these weirdos running around, I'd say this community could shape up to be one of the worst communities in all of gaming, but only time will tell. As the game might be like the HSR community, where they become toxic within a year, of course. But I don't know, man.
That whole entire Robin drama was the funniest shit of all. Like, and it's always the shipping community. Have anybody else noticed? Has anybody else noticed that any single time, anytime there's drama when it comes to Genshin or Honkai, and mostly Genshin. Honkai, this is like the first time we've seen some nonsense like that, which it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time before that happened. But it's always the shipping community, bro. I swear to God, the Genshin community is like competing for like worst fan base when it comes to like between it and fucking My Hero Academia, bro. Like it's like it's trying to one up the fucking Deku Bakugo shippers, bro. Like they are always consistently trying to one up those people, bro. It is funny as hell. And then as far as the whole, just because fucking Robin has a color palette that has the lesbian flag on it, now she's a lesbian. It's like all you gotta do to shut down these guys' argument is ask, where's the proof? It's that simple. Where's the proof that she's a lesbian other than your own head canon? Then Honkai Star Rail's dev team put it out. It's their lore in game that puts it out. Give me something. If there's no proof for it, it's not. If it's not in the game, then I do not care, bro. It's funny as shit, though. It is funny as shit. I don't think that this game will have that problem for a minute. It will definitely have it eventually, because considering that this is Genshin's direct competitor, you already know there's gonna be some of them that are gonna move over here, and then it's gonna start up all over again. But hey, we'll have to see. But I don't think it's gonna get that bad. Hopefully it doesn't, but we'll have to see.
Reddit already seems toxic, but I guess calling Reddit toxic is like calling water wet, you know? We'll just have to see what lies in the future of Wuthering Waves. Will it become a better version of the Genshin community, or will it become worse in every single way?
It's gonna be a mixture. It's gonna be a mixture. It's just gonna be like Genshin and Honkai, where you're gonna have the same people and you're gonna have the insane people. And the reason this is because, once again, this game will be connected to Genshin just because of the fan base comparing it to each other. So there's always going to be some portion of that toxic nonsense in this game's community. But for the most part, I feel like this game will do a better job. But once again, it's one of those things where we'll just have to see. And as of right now, we are about like probably 24 hours away from the game being released, at least where I'm at. So we'll have to see. But without further ado, I think that's pretty much gonna be it. We'll have to see you here in a second.
Anyways, what do you think about this whole ordeal? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below and make
Yeah,
sure.
that was pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I don't know. Me personally, the community isn't really one of those big things. I don't really interact with the communities that much when it comes to Honkai Star Rail, Genshin, or anything like that. As far as like really getting into it, so I don't know. As far as drama, every game is gonna have drama, but we'll just have to see. It's one of those things where you never know until the game is released. But once again, amazing video. I'll leave the link down to his video down below. And this is gonna be Shinobi Eevee signing off. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.